Hello, I am Abhiraj Exambekar and this is Ram Prakash Bhaskar. We are a team of two for the Project 558 course, Embedded Systems Programming. Ram Prakash will get us through the introduction.
Yeah, thanks, Abhiraj. Hi everyone. This is Ram Prakash. I'll just give a brief overview of the project first, and then I'll start explaining from the Android perspective. I'll be followed by Abhiraj going through the Python code. So, to give a brief intro about the project deals with MQTT app. It's a like we are trying to do an Internet of Things module. So we are trying to connect all the components from sensors, all the a single board computer and Android app to a internet connected device. So in this one, what we have done is we have connected, we have a few modules LEDs, buttons, temperature and humidity sensor, and analog to digital converter. So we are using an Pimeroni Explorer hat, which is an hat which you can embed along with the Raspberry Pi module. So we both are trying to use a Raspberry Pi 4 and our Android phones. So we have set up a MQTT server by using Mosquito. So the Raspberry Pi runs Mosquito server, and the clients are established by using Paho MQTT client. So the structure of the project will be the MQTT server will be running in the Raspberry Pi, and there will be a Paho MQTT client which will also be running in the Raspberry Pi, which will monitor all the sensors and devices which are connected to Pimeroni Explorer hat. Similarly, there will be a Paho MQTT client which will be running in the Android phone. So the communication is established such that all the clients will communicate with the server, and communicate in the sense there are if some sensor wants to publish some data, they will pass it, they will publish it into the server, and whichever device, whichever client is subscribed to those topics, will be receiving those values. Now I'll explain the Android perspective. In the Android app, you'll be seeing it in screen. Currently we are recording it from a single location. Abhiraj controls all the Android app and the sensors which are connected to the board. So whenever I say some button, Abhiraj will be doing all these stuff. So currently, just to explain the Android app screen, we have in order to control the LEDs, we have a few buttons, and a similar thing goes for a general purpose output. And we have a slider for controlling the digital to analog converter, and then there is a drop down list which is used to select the mode, and then we use text fields which display either the buttons are on or off. And then we use the same technique for general purpose input as well. In the bottom half of the screen, we have analog to digital converter, a button which will just display the value in the form of a progress bar. The progress bar is like a horizontal line which you see in screen. Below them are the temperature and humidity values which are being displayed as a text field. And in the complete bottom half of the screen, you can see two buttons which are used to either connect or disconnect. And then we will be able to set the sample rate in the bottom right half of the screen. So I'll just go over the demo. First, if you see in the top left hand corner, you can see the LED. So what it does is the buttons, whenever I press, these are toggle buttons, so whenever I press the button, Abhiraj will press the button and show whenever you press a button, a topic is published. So in this case, it is LED topic. So we are publishing the value in the form of a JSON string to the server. What the server does is it will receive, and then it will relay the message to whichever client which are subscribed to those topic. In this scenario, which is LED. So when Abhiraj pressed the button, the LED will glow. Similarly, when he again presses the button, since it's a toggle switch, the LED will turn off. So these LEDs are currently embedded in the Pimeroni Explorer hat. Then you can see general purpose output. In this case, general purpose output can be anything, like we can connect either LED or any other device which we want as a general purpose output, or we can intel relay it back into the GPI inputs, which are again present in the Pymaron Explorer head. So when you press the button, like for GPO, like if you have connected a LED, like we can see the LED glow, and in this case we have related back into the Explorer hat and received the value. So then we have the slider for a digital to analog converter. So in this case, like what we can do is like we can slide the value. So you can see the slider values being incremented in the multiples of 5. So like the values range from 0 to 100. So whenever the values are being changed, so we'll be passing in the digital value, and then like we have a small circuit, and the circuit part will be explained in the further part of the video by Abhiraj. So then we'll relay back the converted analog value and then receive it in the Pymaron Explorer hat. So then we can see there is a drop down box. So the drop down box has three values. Abhiraj can click and show you, like so these box have two values, like you can see it's either manual or auto. So in case if it is selected manual, the two buttons, like the button which are mentioned in get for both button and general purpose input will be active. If it is selected auto, then both these buttons will be disabled. So just to inform the users that so when it is in manual mode and when the user press get, so the values of the buttons which are currently in what state will be relayed back into the app, and we will be able to see whether the button is either pressed on or off. So now currently we are selecting it as manual, and like once Abhiraj presses get, you'll be able to see the value as either on or off. So once the buttons are available in the Explorer hat, and if Abhiraj press the buttons in the Explorer hat, you'll be able to see them turning on or off. Okay. Now we'll go over GPI. GPI also follows the same protocol. Like inputs can be anything, like it can be button or like any touchscreen value or anything. In this case, like we can use a button. Like if a button is pressed, like we can connect a button, and then we tried it with the button as well. So once a button is pressed, you will be able to see on or off in the same manner. After that, you will be able to see the analog to digital converter mentioned as ADC in the slide. So once the button is pressed for ADC, so in the top, I already explained about the digital to analog converter. So if we are setting the digital to analog converter to some value like a 30 or 60 in by sliding in the slider, then once we press ADC, we'll be able to see the corresponding analog value in the form of a progress bar. Like the progress bar will be in green color, like which you will be able to see the value change. Um, then these are followed by the temperature and humidity values. Temperature and humidity values, we have connected SI 7021 Adafruit breakout board. So we have used I2C to connect it to the Pymaron Explorer hat. So what we have done is like first there is again a drop down to select either it is temperature or humidity or both. So in this case, like consider we are selecting both, and in order to read the values, we need a sample rate. So at what sample rate? Uh, yeah, like as I was explaining, like the bottom half deals with temperature and humidity sensor. Like once we select the drop down value, which can be either temperature or humidity or both the temperature and humidity value, and we are setting some sample rate in the sample rate text box, and then clicking on the sample button. So once this is done, we'll be able to see the temperature and humidity value as setting as clicking the button publishes a topic to temperature and humidity sensor and reach it through another topic. So we have added a connect and disconnect button as well. So in case we are pressing a home button or something, and then we again want to connect to the MQTT server, we can click on connect and then connect to the server and then do all the functionalities which I explained earlier. So now I'll be followed by Aviraj, who will go through the hardware part and all the Python code and client. Thank you everyone for listening. Yeah.
So I'll be going through the hardware and the Python part. So here, as you can see, this is Raspberry Pi here. In middle, I've got an extended cable to connect my Pimoroni hat, and the temperature sensor is connected over this section. And now, so the Pimoroni hat is just a shield, a good tool shield for Raspberry Pi. And now the Python part in the Raspberry Pi, there is about MQTT. There are two parts. The broker is there and the client is there. The broker is nothing but, as Amprakash said, it takes messages from client and passes it to the client which is subscribing to that messages. In Raspberry Pi, really we get good documented libraries for Pimoroni hat and temperature sensor, and we use that thing that code that library to and interface it with this our Pimoroni hat and our MQTT server to so that the user using the Android app can control anything. So as Ramprakash said, Ramprakash sent some topics from Android app, which are let's say LEDs set, buttons set, or any other. This Raspberry Pi Python code receives read those topics. It is subscribed to those topics, and whenever these topics occur over the channel, it does some functionality of, let's say, it received LED topic. So Python code will see that, okay, the LED topic received, it will jump to the LED part of the code. And in the MQTT message, the thing is, like, we are sending JSON strings. So it will pass the JSON string and convert it to corresponding LEDs. And if Ramprakash sent something to set LED 1 and 3 on and 2 and 4 off, it will pass through it and detect which LEDs to start, which LEDs to turn off, and display as per. So here I'll be oning LEDs 1 and 3. Again, as you see, blue and red light LEDs are on. Also, it listens to other topics such as mode select, which there are three of them, sorry, two of them: manual mode and auto mode. So in auto mode, it has said that whenever there is any change on Pimoroni hat, if input, output, or touch or anything is changed, it will immediately send a topic over the channel, notifying the Android user that, okay, there was change and you need to update your value. So something like this. So currently it is set to auto mode. When I press button 1, it will send a topic over the channel and let the user know that button 1 is on, 3 4 are off. Similarly for button 2, button 3, and button 4. And previously, as Ramprakash explained about GPIO, here we are only supposed to we are only implementing, but GPIO 0 and GPIO 1, sorry, GPIO 1 and GPIO 2. Rest of the GPIO we are not working. So user tells commands from sends a command to set the GPIO and GPO general purpose output as high or low from the cell phone, and the GPI will read it. Any changes will be displayed to the user as such. And as previously said, there are two um, modes. In manual mode, you the Raspberry Pi does not send any values to the user directly, even if there is any change in button or in any GPIO. So the user needs to send a command at IO Explorer get GPI So letting the Android client know that okay, there is some um, the Android user wants to know is there any what is the values of GPI. So he will need to press get to update its value. So he will send the topic to the Raspberry Pi saying, okay, IO Explorer Pro, but GPI get. So then IO will, Raspberry Pi will receive this topic and will understand, okay, the user wants new data, will pass over to the data channel and have it updates its values. Similarly for buttons, and this is basically the functionality of Pioneer. Another interesting part is about ADCs. ADCs we have implemented ADC and DAC. The DAC we have implemented using a cutoff filter as a low frequency cutoff filter. So here we have set constructed the hardware such that it will be responding to about 1K hertz frequency, and according to the according to its input, according to its duty cycle, it will give an average analog value. That analog value can be read on Primary Hack. It provides a direct conversion from analog to a digital format, which is being showed by this bar. We are using about the temperature sensor we are using is SI7021, which provides the functionality of sensing temperature and relative humidity in persons. So similarly to the Pimoroni code, the other part is that there are four functionalities in this temperature and humidity sensor. We can either tell the Raspberry Pi to send only the temperature values or just the humidity values. So or you can even say the user can even say, okay, tell me both. So according to that mode, Raspberry Pi will send whatever is required by the user. And if he wants to set some different sample rate, if you can see this currently 120 sample rate means there will be 120 samples per minute. You can reduce it to 60, and the Raspberry Pi will only update its send the updated values every second. You can even reduce it to 30 samples per second, so that the Raspberry Pi will send its updated value every 2 seconds, as you can see on the screen. So this is the entire functionality of the project. This is our entire project. Thank you for listening. I hope you like it.